This just in, from what may go down as the most bizarre rescue in modern history, complete with fur, scales, and tech billionaires. Earlier this afternoon, near the banks of the Mississippi River, a peaceful scene took a wild turn. A small kitten, later identified as Mr. Whiskers, was casually sipping water from the edge of the river. Witnesses say he appeared completely calm, his tiny pink tongue flicking at the surface, while birds chirped and the sun glistened off the water. But beneath that calm surface, danger was lurking. An alligator, estimated to be over 12 feet long and very hungry, was gliding silently toward the unsuspecting feline. It was a moment of pure suspense. Every onlooker froze. Some screamed, some filmed. One guy tried to throw a shoe, but none could believe what happened next. Charging out from the tree line came none other than President Donald J. Trump. In a dark blue suit, red tie flapping in the wind, hair somehow still perfectly intact, Trump sprinted full speed toward the water. I saw that little kitten, and I said, "Not on my watch, folks," he would later tell reporters. With the reflexes of a caffeinated eagle, he dove into the river just as the gator clamped its jaws around the kitten. The crowd gasped. Trump wrestled the beast underwater for several seconds, emerging triumphantly with the kitten in one hand, his arm raised high. He tossed Mr. Whiskers to safety, who landed softly on a beach towel and immediately began licking his paw like nothing happened. But the alligator wasn't finished. It lunged again, this time for Trump. What followed was described by one witness as the most chaotic water fight I've ever seen that didn't involve pool noodles. Trump grappled with the gator in a full-on wrestling match. At one point, he rode it like a bucking bronco. And at another, the gator bit into his suit jacket, tearing it clean off. Total disrespect for Armani. Trump later remarked. Drenched and muddy, losing strength, Trump reached into his pocket and pulled out, miraculously, a waterproof phone. With a few voice commands, he called none other than Elon Musk. "Bring the flamethrower and the hover gear," Trump said. Minutes later, Elon Musk arrived in what can only be described as a floating Tesla pod. Together, Trump and Musk managed to subdue the alligator using a combination of boldness and what Elon called experimental magnetics. Once under control, Musk radioed in a medical helicopter, equipped for both feline and reptilian emergencies. The helicopter descended with a dramatic whoosh, carrying 2 emergency veterinarians, a trauma nurse, and a dental hygienist. Mr. Whiskers was carefully placed into a velvet-lined cat carrier and given fluids, snacks, and a knitted sweater. The alligator, now nicknamed Snappy, was sedated and flown to a nearby wildlife rehab center, where it received full dental work. A local dentist fitted every tooth with rubber safety caps, declaring, "These teeth are now totally kitten-proof." Trump, meanwhile, was bandaged up with superhero-themed gauze and given a juice box to help with the shock. But he wasn't done. Once released from medical care, he made a call to world-renowned animal specialist Dr. Simone Pawsworthy. Within 48 hours, Snappy began intensive behavioral rehab. Trump personally attended each training session, feeding the gator treats and saying things like, "Good boy, no more chomping unless it's the fake news." Weeks later, the transformation was complete. In a press conference outside Mar-a-Lago, Trump proudly showed off his new companion, walking Snappy on a gold-plated leash. Behind them, riding triumphantly on the gator's back, was Mr. Whiskers, wearing sunglasses and a tiny cowboy hat. The internet exploded. Fan pages were created. T-shirts were sold. The movement became known as Gatorgate. Only this time, the scandal was adorable. And Trump? He wasn't finished making waves. From the Rose Garden, he signed a bold executive order titled Operation Gator Reform. The order called for all wild alligators in the U.S. to undergo peaceful interaction training, tooth capping, and kitten empathy courses. The budget included squeaky toys and marshmallows as part of their enrichment program. Finally, in one last heart-melting scene caught on camera, Trump, Snappy, and Mr. Whiskers were seen lying in bed together, watching the news. Mr. Whiskers was nestled on the bed. Trump said, We made America safe for kittens again. And with that, the trio drifted off to sleep. Heroes, unlikely friends, and a bedtime story the nation would never forget.